the shotgun. McCarthy.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 1.
Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that one complete once again to Higgins.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way.
Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson, a 5-yard touchdown. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And able to get this out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Open man is Bonner, the tight end.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
Now McCarthy. Open man, the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a 1st with 3rd down looming.
Throwing is McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the 1st before he's tackled. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And brought down the Mountain Fielder inside the 25. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the first.
Out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's McCarthy.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it. And it's caught. Touchdown. From a yard out, as his guys are able to regain the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Jake Moody now for the point after.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there? I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
3rd down and 6.
Here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next.
10-7 our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play. Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. McCarthy operating from the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Trenton Simpson there in coverage.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He's across midfield. Now inside the 25. T. Higgins.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown.
T. Higgins.
68 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Extra point right down the middle. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
T. Higgins out on offense with the rest of his teammates for this next drive.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson rolling to, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And the pressure gets to him again.
Aiden Hutchinson.
2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. And he's able to get it out of there. It's fielded at the 45. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. On play action, McCarthy. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hopkins. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll look to set up his blockers. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
To the air with McCarthy.
Out to the right here to Wilson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. A handoff as they run the counter play. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Looking to throw McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. Still on his feet.
And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there. 47 yards. And his guys have once again taken the lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
5 plays there on that drive.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
Watson down to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll drop the throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's taken to the 26. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
55 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
Wilson snags it left side. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 1st down, right back to ETN. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now Watson. Oh, look at the juke. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So on the other side of the field now, first and 5. Back to throw, Watson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Aiden Hutchinson bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super Bowl record. Makes me think of my old college teammate, Reggie White. He had 3 with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. Darnell Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ealy, 3 sacks for the Panthers against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl 10.
Wearing those golden high tops as well.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. To throw is Watson.
Screenplay, here's ETN.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in the field goal range. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Watson.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense. Again, it's Watson as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And that seemed to me to be all about trusting your receiver.
No doubt about it, because when he put that ball in the air, I would guarantee you everyone who's watching this game right now thought that's up for grabs. But this is a lot of practice time. As you mentioned, a ton of trust, and he knows how good this guy is. So to him, it wasn't up for grabs. To him, it was a big play waiting to happen.
So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Throwing is McCarthy. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. Taken in at the 22. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
On second down, ETN once more.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Devin Bush able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now McCarthy. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Here's McCarthy.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
McCarthy off the play fake.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
This one finds Wilson downfield.
And he'll cross over and out of bounds right at the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. From the 21, here's second down and 5.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
McCarthy operating from the gun.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? Just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Third down from the gun, McCarthy.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And this one is right through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he's got another field goal. His 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now it's Watson. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Watson off play action. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Off of play action, it's Watson. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Here's Watson. This pass complete to Higgins. Call it a gain of a yard. And it's second down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well. And we saw on that play, they're going right through those attempted plays.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up first and goal.
They'll run with ETN.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Flushed out right. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
To the air with McCarthy. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. On play action, McCarthy.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted.
Picked up by Trenton Simpson.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Back to throw, Watson. Got his man, it's Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Watson now to throw.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. To the air yet again, Watson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. As they come up facing second and a bundle.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
Oh, what a move. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30.
63 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Here's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they have regained the lead.
Well, a pretty important sequence here, CD. They were trailing in the second half. The interception gives them the opportunity, and the field goal gives them the lead.
And what a clutch play. You love to see guys come through like that. Now it's their game to lose. Time to get back out there and come through with another big stop.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
2nd and 9. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
Out to the right here to Wilson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So back to 26 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good, and they have regained the lead. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy, and they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
Well, now how about this return?
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th. Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now Watson. It's caught on the right side. Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Going for it, here's Etienne.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now.
Throwing is McCarthy.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He'll get it to the 40. Broke the tackle there to get some extra yardage.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time looked well for a solid gain.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd down.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Now a pause for an injury, and that's the quarterback, Deshaun Watson, who's shaken up a bit. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 16.
Holding.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Now McCarthy.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
On play action, now McCarthy.
And the completion to Wilson. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
McCarthy off the play fake.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
From the 35, here's 2nd down at 7. ETN once more.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for a 4th quarter lead. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the 4th quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they miss that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the base.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's McCarthy.
Escaping the pressure right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Hands it off out of the gun. He's got it to the 43 here.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on fourth. It would be 58 yards from here. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Here's second and 10. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Operating from the gun. McCarthy. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A give, it's ETN off the option.
And they get him down. Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Here's Watson. Buying time to his left. Powers through him. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. A shotgun snap for Watson.
And that's complete ETN out of the backfield.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Deshaun Watson taking it in from 2 yards out. And now they have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is up to 5. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 5, 2:13 remaining. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. Being chased out left. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. The offense back out on the field here following the 2-minute warning. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll look to throw. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw. They'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. He'll look to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds. It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth. Wow, wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for two to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So now the story changes. Trailing by 3 after the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A little under 50 seconds to go. They need at least a field goal to send this Super Bowl to overtime as they come up on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Watson.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
They will indeed snap it to Watson.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And they will take a knee here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
Commissioner Goodell on the podium to make the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to a very worthy franchise. They are your Super Bowl 60 champions. So that'll conclude another captivating season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for Charles Davis and all the hardworking men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying good night from Santa Clara.